Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought it'd be fun to shoot on a little bit of an older camera. One that when I bought it I was sure was going to be a great camera for all around use. It is the DJI Osmo Pocket. Let's take it outside and check out some more of the Oklahoma State campus. This is University Health Services, also commonly referred to as Voodoo Village. But I never really went here when I was in college, but if you was to get sick and be a student here, this is where you would go. This is really why I bought this camera, and I thought it'd be a really cool feature. It's because it could track you 360 degrees in any direction. And in my mind, I thought I could use it for my fishing videos. So I could just set this camera up in the back of the boat and have it track me as I moved around the boat. But unfortunately, the tracking doesn't work very good at a distance. So I was always having to stop and get back on my phone and reacquire myself with the tracking. So it really didn't work that good as far as tracking me around the boat and stuff. And the second issue with this camera as far as using it in my fishing videos was it didn't have a looping mode, which turns out is pretty much the most important thing when choosing a video camera to shoot fishing videos. And then the third thing is, of course, is that you have to be able to catch fish to shoot a fishing video. And unfortunately, in my fishing videos, that was always a problem. Hope nobody's seen me today. I probably look like a complete idiot out here doing this. Walking around in a circle with a camera. This is a really good camera if you just want to be up and running in no time and have really good, stable footage. I found the footage to be pretty good coming from this little guy as long as you have enough light. You can go into Pro mode and get your shutter speed and ISO exactly where you want them to be. You can also shoot in decenter-like and get just a little bit more out of the picture if you want to go through the trouble of color grading. And it really is an easy color profile to get good results from. But for the most part, you're probably just going to want to stay in standard. Over here is the Animal Science Building. If you didn't know, Oklahoma State was initially called Oklahoma A&M, which is Agriculture and Mechanics. So there's a strong, heavy leaning towards agriculture on the OSU campus in the OSU curriculum, I guess. OSU definitely has one of the best vet schools in America. It's actually harder to get into vet school than it is to get into med school. That's kind of interesting. And they have different farms all over town, kind of out in the country. And they have horses, sheep, swine, cows, pretty much everything. And then they do a bunch of crop research as well. So a heavy leaning towards agriculture here at OSU. This camera has a few flaws though, and DJI, along with some other companies, worked really hard and did a fairly good job at coming up with some good solutions. You want a wider field of view? Boom, wide angle lens adapter. You want more control of your picture? Boom, ND filters. You want better audio? Boom, audio adapter. You want to hook your phone up to it? Boom, there's a jack for that. You want to better control your gimbal? Boom, control wheel adapter. You want to go wireless? Boom, wireless adapter. You want to attach it to a tripod? Boom, tripod mounting cage. You want to attach it to a GoPro mount? Boom, GoPro mounting cage. This just turns out to be a whole lot of stuff to keep up with. And to be honest with you, I've had this camera for over a year. I'm absolutely amazed that I was able to keep up with the audio adapter or the phone jack. I cannot believe that I still have them actually in my possession, because all this stuff is just begging to be lost. As you can see, once you get all these accessories accumulated, the Osmo Pocket can be a pretty impressive shooting rig. But that's really what turned me off of it. It's just so much stuff. You know, I'm not the most organized guy in the world, and really, clutter doesn't bother me all that much. But all this stuff just kicking around in my camera bag, it just made me crazy. I guess if I had to bullet all down, I would just use the wide angle lens adapter, the control wheel, and the wireless adapter. But in the end, that's a lot of stuff for a camera marginally better than a cell phone or a GoPro. As you can see, there's always construction going on in Oklahoma State. And I'm not quite sure what the new building is going to be. Let's see here. Looks like it's going to be a new ag building, which is definitely needed because all these ag buildings are fairly old. Probably a new ag hall, but currently under construction. And the building that they tore down here housed one of the better places to eat on the OSU campus back when I went to school, and it was called the Dairy Bar. And the Dairy Bar would serve basically concession stand type fare, hot dogs, chili, Frito chili pies, nachos, have snacks, drinks, stuff like that. And it was a really nice place to meet up for lunch. And we used to eat here, of course, all my buddies, they were all agriculture majors. So we used to meet up here over here for lunch quite often. But it was kind of sad to see the Dairy Bar gone. In the end though, it was the autofocus that ultimately kept me from using the camera more than I do. While it's been drastically improved from launch, I could just never fully trust it. And the really, really small screen, it's just not big enough to really see if stuff is in focus or not. It may have been better to at least have an infinity focus option where just everything is in focus, and that way you wouldn't have to worry about it. Kind of the last stop on the tour of the iconic agriculture buildings here at Oklahoma State University is the front side of Ag Hall, which, I mean, it has Ag Hall in the name, but pretty much every person, regardless of their major, took at least one class in this building. It's just kind of an iconic Oklahoma State building, and it has some larger classrooms in it. So everybody usually winds up taking at least one class in here. But iconic building here at Oklahoma State. While the Osmo Pocket is a cool little camera to have with you, in the end it was just easier for me to use a GoPro or an Insta360 for the kind of shots that I would be using this camera for. Kind of on-the-go action shots. And those cameras require far fewer accessories. I hope you've enjoyed the little look around OSU campus. We looked at some of the agriculture buildings here at Oklahoma State University, and also talked about the Osmo Pocket. I think some of the problems that I've had with the Osmo Pocket 1 were addressed with the Osmo Pocket 2. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please join me next time when we take a look at some of the athletic village using the Fuji XS10.